Hello there and welcome. This is Mikhail or Michael speaking, and as always, before this video starts, I want to express my eternal gratitude towards those who decided to support me financially, be it through Patreon, PayPal, or Super Thanks. I really appreciate your generosity, so thank you friends and have a blessed day. Today's video I will start with the Zaporozhian front, and to be more precise, Orikhiv direction. In the last 24 hours, Ukrainians were very active on this front. And first things first, let's touch the situation around Robotyne settlement. In the last 24 hours, the settlement of Robotyne was a target of Russian counterattacks at least few times. As a report suggests, these counterattacks not only came from the Russian-controlled Novoprokopivka, but also from the Russian-controlled western portion of this front. This is what both pro-Russian and pro-Ukrainian sources have in common. They both claim that Russians were able to successfully enter the village right at its middle, and after that the sources contradict each other. Russian sources claim it as a success. They said that they were able to strike Ukrainian positions at the edge of the village in the rear, and recaptured Russian trench lines that they nearly lost yesterday, and overall called this counter-offensive a success. At this point in time, it is unclear whether Russian forces are still present within Robotyne village. However, this is what some of the Russian sources are reporting. Ukrainian sources, on the other hand, claim that although initial Russian counterattack was a success, they were able to quickly reinforce their troops within Robotyne village and counterattack Russian forces before they were able to extend their success here in this sector. They never said about the retreatment of their forces from the southern part of the village, and still claim that the village of Robotyne is still in their full control, and the fighting is now happening within this area here. As to which side is lying and which side is telling the truth is up to you. In any way, I would like to hear your opinion on this, so please pause the video and go ahead and comment what you think is true. In any way, let's carry on. Ukrainians had also increased their assaults in the general direction of the settlement of Kopani. They are still of small scale, but the scale is increasing day by day. It is very important for Ukrainians to push Russians as far away from Robotyne as possible, because like I said previously, due to the close proximity of Russian positions to the rear and flank of Robotyne, they can easily counterattack, which is problematic for the Ukrainian forces within the village. With that, they are currently fighting in an attempt to get rid of that threat. From here, let's quickly discuss the situation in between settlements of Verbova and Novoprokopivka. To support Ukrainian forces within the Robotyne village and to decrease effectiveness of Russian forces fighting in this sector, Ukrainians continuously assault Russian positions that are located in front of Novoprokopivka and make occasional gains within the gray area in between Ukrainian and Russian positions. At this point in time, there is no guaranteed territorial gains to report. However, Ukrainians continue to double down on this vector of attack and are doing everything in their power to penetrate Russian defensive lines here and initiate the fighting for the settlement of Novoprokopivka. Then from here, let's move to the settlement of Verbova and the first Russian line of defense. It doesn't seem like Ukrainians are attempting an assault from this direction or this direction, and recent video footages and geolocations suggests that Ukrainians are fixed in this area, to be more precise, along this road where Russian trench is located that was recently captured by the Ukrainians. Here is the video that was geolocated to be here of a Russian drone flying along this road in attempt to bomb Ukrainian forces within this trench line. Thanks to this video, we can see how the trench line is situated and how close it is to the road. Ukrainians, of course, are using this fact to its fullest. With that, they are able to take control over the road and advance on it in the direction of Verbova. At this point in time, it is unclear whether Ukrainians are attacking the village itself directly. However, the fighting is now currently taking place along this road and this trench line. It is still unclear how much of those trench lines Russians are still in control of. However, this is what's going on currently on this portion of the front. Generally, the situation on this front remains to be stable. Russians continue to counterattack Ukrainians everywhere they can, and from what I've known, are bringing up fresh reinforcements. There were also Ukrainian attempts at entering Novoprokopivka. These attacks came from the settlement of Novodonet'ke, However, there are no recent reports to suggest that the Ukrainians were successful at that. From here, let's move to the Vremivka tactical bridgehead and discuss the situation here. In the last 24 hours, Ukrainians continued unsuccessfully attacking in the general direction of Zavitne Bazhanye. These assaults came from the settlements of Robotyne and Staromayorske. But to this day, Russians still have strong positions in front of Zavitne Bazhanye and on these tactical heights, which does not allow Ukrainians to gain an upper hand and thus forces them to fight an uphill battle. In an attempt to deal with that, they also attacked to the flank of the Russian positions within the Vremivka tactical bridgehead in an attempt to close off this Russian-controlled ledge, and at this point in time, the battle for it is still ongoing. Russian positions on the other side of the Vremivka tactical bridgehead were also attacked. However, at this point in time, there is no territorial changes to confirm. Then, the settlement of Priyutne was once again target of Ukrainian attacks. They came from the settlement of Levadne and Novodonet'ke. Generally, Ukrainians are mostly shelling Russian positions within Priyutne, as well as other Russian-controlled settlements, like Stepove and Vremivka. Perhaps this is all in preparation of next wave of assaults in the directions of these settlements. An interesting situation had recently started to develop in the general directions of settlements of Novodonet'ske and Novomayorske. Yesterday I reported of an attacks that came this way, and it doesn't seem like in the last 24 hours Ukrainians had stopped doing so. In fact, the intensity of fighting here increased, with Ukrainians using more armored columns. The attacks came from the settlement of Priyutne in the direction of Novomayorske, as well as from Zlota Niva in the direction of Novodonetske. The Ukrainian assaults in the direction of Novomayorske failed. However, the situation around Novodonetske requires more attention. The Russian positions within this sector is fairly strong, and the territories has not been a subject of change for about a few months. So usually when Ukrainians are attacking in the direction of Novodonetske, they simultaneously attack to the flank of that settlement in the general direction of Kremenchuk. And today for you I have an interesting video of Ukrainian column being destroyed by the Russian artillery. This Ukrainian column was attacking in the direction of the Russian positions that were situated along these forest lines, and the video takes place in this sector. Here on this video you can see 3 armored pieces advancing in the direction of the Russian positions. The quality of the video is not so great, but I will show you the end result of that attack, which would be in a much better quality. So here's the outcome of this unsuccessful attack. Unfortunately, due to YouTube restrictions, I cannot show you the video itself because it has some infantry in it. For some reason, YouTube hates when there's infantry present in the video, so I'll just show you a stale picture. So as you can see here, at least 2 tanks are destroyed, with Ukrainians landing out of their infantry fighting vehicle, which kinda looks like Bradley. This marked the failure of this attack. Although infantry was able to land very close to the Russian positions, they were alone and isolated, and that attack was called off. In any way, this is the end of the video. I hope it was to your liking. If it was, please consider supporting it with a like, comment, and if you haven't subscribed, a subscription. For you, it's just few clicks, but to me, it means the world. Not only it motivates me to work harder, but it also helps promote this video to a wider audience, thus help the channel grow. I would really appreciate your support, so thank you friends in advance. As always, humanity calls me to condemn all violence against human beings. Have a good day, and always remember, Russia will be free and great.